So I started balding very early. I know the title says when I was 19, but I actually started noticing signs of my hairline receding even as early as 14, 15, 16 years old. Now, ever since I was a baby, I had this bald spot over here. I purposely don't have a haircut right now, just to kind of show you guys to the extent of when my hair is like a little bit grown out, how it looks like in the state, before I do what I'm going to show you later on in the video. But naturally, I've always had this bald spot. You guys can look at baby pictures of me. I just never grew hair in this section of my head. And because of that, it's almost like since I was a kid, I knew that my hairline genetics, my hair genetics weren't going to be that great. So even when I was like, 12 years old, 13 years old, even going into my early teens, I always sensed that my hairline wasn't as good as other kids. I'll put some pictures up on the screen right now of just early pictures I had. And you guys can see I've always had a really big forehead. Just a little bit of background information. I was born in January of 2000. So each year I'll put up like pictures and like the year that the picture was taken. I'm just the age of that year. So in 2015, I was 15 years old. In 2016, I was 16 years old. But yeah, you guys can see that my hair and my hairline genetics have never really been good. I've always had a hairline that was kind of further back than everybody else in my class and my grade. And yeah, I was always a bit self-conscious about it. So, to you guys' imagination, when 15, 16 started rolling around and my hairline like really started going back, again, if you guys have, experienced this, which I'm pretty sure you have, which is the reason why you're watching this video, you know what it's like when you're like a teenager and your hairline is not like the straight, squared off hairline that everybody else has, especially back in like 2015, 2016. At least from where I'm from in Florida, people would roast you if you didn't have like a hairline. Even if your barber like pushed your shit back a little bit, people would, if you came to school the next day and people noticed, you were gonna get roasted that day. So I was very self-conscious about it in the moment. Again, it was a slow, gradual process, but each year, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 is when it really hit. It was when my hairline really started to recede. But the thing is, I had dreadlocks for a long time, so I was kind of able to hide it. But about 2 years ago, my hairline was going back a lot. It was to the point where like even my locks couldn't cover it and it was making it even more noticeable. I took the plunge thinking, okay, I'm just gonna buzz cut it. I'm gonna cut it all off. And then from that, people won't be able to tell. But even that only lasted like about a month or two before really you could tell that like my hairline was starting to go back over here, especially. Now, I would say like my head shape and my hair is like very unique in a way because like over here, I actually had like a lymph before taken out. So you can see like I have like a little lump in my head right here. It used to be more pronounced, but basically like I had like a cyst, but it wasn't cancerous. So they were able to go in and the doctor was able to remove it. But I always had like some scar tissue. So like my head isn't normally straight. Like my head isn't, but my head isn't like just like a regular head shape. It actually has like a little bit of a lump right here. I don't know if you guys can tell. So with that, especially with like this being the area where it's mainly receding, it's very noticeable. So what I'll show you guys in today's video is that I found a way to make it like my hairline look actually good without going to get a hair transplant. At some point I will go to Turkey. I'll make that, that maiden voyage that so many men in America make to actually go and get a hair transplant. But if you're somebody like me, who, maybe doesn't have all the money or the resources or the time to be able to fly to Turkey for like a week to get the procedure done, and you want to just like, feel comfortable every day. Because the thing is, especially as men, if our hairline is going back, it's like people notice it right off the bat and you can be really self-conscious about it. So I'm going to show you a quick fix in today's video, just how to basically operate on a day-to-day level. Because for somebody like me, I'm a bartender and a lot of my money, also being an influencer, relies upon looks, as shallow as that is. So you have to find a way to get around it and be able to still put your best foot forward and present yourself the best way. So the first thing, leading into today's video, finally, first thing you want to do is you want to go to the barber and get a good haircut. Now, how my hair is right now, this is like probably like 2 weeks of me not going to a barber, but I'll put some pictures up on the screen right now of like before I went to my barber. I'll show you some pictures and after when I went to my barber. If you have a barber who knows what he's doing, even without you doing what I'm going to show you in today's video about how to like make your hairline look just normal and regular, your barber should be able to like hide it and blend it good enough to where it's not super noticeable. So again, the pictures on the screen, you'll see my barber is so fire. Like, even though he knows that like my hairline is receding and everything, he cuts it in a way where like, it's like haircuts really are like optical illusions, because I don't know how he does it, but he fades it, especially alongside my temples to make it like not look bad. Also, he also fades the side of my head to where you can't really notice I have a bald spot on the right side right here. So the first step is go to a barber and get a haircut. Now with your haircut, the next thing what you're gonna do is you're gonna come home and basically you're gonna do what I show you right now. You're gonna put some type of oil in your hair and kind of moisturize it, brush it out and everything. So I'll probably speed up some of these clips, but I just use this Wild Growth hair oil. Hold up. This Wild Growth hair oil. I'll put a couple drops of that in my hair. I use this Cold Label Premium Wave and Scalp butter because before I also was kind of getting waves with my hair. So I'll put a little bit of this butter in the hair, and basically you'll see from later in the video, this is gonna help the fibers that I'll show you stay in your hair. It's gonna be a very important step, so don't miss out on it. And then also I'll put a little bit of argan oil in my hair too. Now, the cool thing about argan oil is that it moisturizes your hair the best out of any oil that I use. If there's one thing you take from this part of the video, use argan oil because it makes your hair like so small, so soft. So yeah, I'm just gonna rub all that in together. All the product in, make sure you get it all through your hair. It's not like a super big deal, but yeah, just make sure you get it all around, spread it evenly. Then the next thing, what I do is I'll take a little comb, a little fine tooth comb like this, and I'll just comb through my hair. Again, this is kind of getting rid of all like the naps and like the knots. If you're somebody like me, I have the thickest hair. I think it's called 4C hair technically because it's super coily, but I got like that nigga hair for sure. So it's literally like the thickest hair you can think of. So I always have to make sure I comb through it. And then I'll also take a little pick and pick through it. Again, guys, my hair is not that long right now, so it's not like a whole bunch that I have to, you know, get through, but this is a good step. Then I'm just gonna brush it out. So yeah, this alone is like, the thing is, if your hair is unkept, it's gonna look even worse than how it already is. So, you know, even though, you know, you can clearly tell that I have my hairline receding, by brushing through it, moisturizing like this, it makes it look not so bad. So you wanna make sure that you're always just like taking that extra step, guys, of making sure that you're grooming yourself properly. Because if your hairline is receding, if you're balding, and your shit is looking nappy, it just looks like really bad. So yeah, I just use like a soft and a hard brush, and I brush through it. And this is kind of like what it looks like before. So yeah, guys, this is gonna be really the big step right here. So if you made it this point in the video, congrats, you'll see. What I use is this thing called Toppik. Now, if you guys are in like the looks maxing men's space community at all, you've probably seen this before. Toppik, I don't know if you can see it right here, but it says like hair fibers. I use the darkest one because my hair is black. But yeah, it's hair building fibers. And basically what this is this little like thing right up here on the top. You push it and it'll spray actual hair fibers on top of your hair already to basically kind of conceal the parts where your hair is receding. So what I do to like line it up, it comes with like a lineup thing. When you buy this, you can buy a little kit, but I just use literally like a letter. This letter actually doesn't have my name on it, so I don't have to worry about it. But yeah, I use a little like letter like this, and I'll actually go over my hairline. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna line it up to where I would actually like my hairline to be. I'm gonna take the Toppiks and then I'm gonna spray over it. So basically like where it's receding, I'll spray over it with the fibers, and I'm gonna try to show you guys while doing it. It's kind of hard. It's like a double whammy is what I'm doing right now, but yeah, I'll just spray over it. Thing is with this too, guys, you don't wanna overspray it. It's better to like underspray it first, kind of look at it, make sure you line it up with the other side, and then you can go back over it later. So I'm about to give you guys a close-up. Just give me 1 second to get this other side right too. Yeah, so you just want to spray it, evenly spread it, make sure you get your whole hairline in it. Even the middle part where it's not going back, you want to make sure you get that as well too, just to like make sure it all is even and it matches. Okay. I'm gonna get over here a little bit more. And again, guys, this is just something that I'll do like really quickly before going to work. Again, if you look like really closely, you can kind of tell that, you know, like the coloring is like different from the hair fibers to actually my natural hair color, but this is okay. The next step in this process really is what kind of brings it all together anyways. So yeah, so you want to spray that in those areas, kind of spray over all of your hair as well too. And I actually even sprayed over my bald spot a little bit too, believe it or not, guys, just to kind of cover that up as well. And then this next part kind of helps ties it all together. So yeah, basically what I'm doing is I'm gonna line it up now. So I have this razor right here, guys. You turn the razor on, and then yeah, just like how a barber would do, turn this off for a second. Just like how a barber would do, I'm just gonna go over it and kind of line up like where I would want my hairline to be. So basically what you're doing in this process, you use the hair fibers and you're gonna kind of sculpt a hairline, basically yourself. Yeah, so you just want to do it. Now, right now, I'm looking at it, guys, and I can tell this side is kind of coming down a little bit more than this side. So just like how a barber would do, I'm going to kind of line it up over here. And then also, guys, a little pro tip. You want to have one of these little handheld razor things. Your barber will use this when he like lines up your hair naturally already. But I just use this to kind of like fine tune and finally line it up at the very end. So you just want to make sure it looks straight as possible. Now again, guys, this is like, since it is kind of like a quick fix, it's not always going to be perfect, but you want to get it as close as possible. So hold up. And I've noticed over here, I kind of took it up a little bit, so I just kind of have to fix it. And then also, guys, when you do it, it's okay to take the fibers and just go back over it again. Like say like over here, I missed a little spot. I kind of like took it up a little bit when I was using the razors. I'll just go back over it with the fibers and then again, go through your process again, use the clippers and line it up. And again, guys, this is just something that you're gonna do. Like, it's not like a fix forever, but at least like when you go out, especially like at nighttime too, when people can't really see like the lighting difference, it just helps a lot in your confidence. If you're going to like a club, a party, like look at the difference. I'll put up like a before and after clip or picture, but look, now my hairline looks way more straight than before. Now, again, it isn't perfect because you can kind of tell it's a little bit like heavy on this side, but the cool thing is, again, you go over it, you know, you can even create like a little side hairline over here as well too for yourself, you know, like get the sides in there. Over here on this side, you can do the same thing. Let's see. And then sometimes you'll use the brush to kind of like fade it in a little bit. Fade it in a little bit with the brush, you know. And then yeah, just keep going over it with the clippers. Now, granted, guys, this is like a very quick tutorial I wanted to give you guys. Again, if you know that your hairline is not the straightest and you want to just make it look like somewhat presentable, this is something quick that you can do. Again, I'm a bartender, I work at night, so especially in low lighting, nobody's going to be able to tell. Now, if you go to the beach or something, be really careful, guys, because this stuff will come out in water. If it rains, it'll come out as well too. But the thing is, it sticks on like pretty good. So yeah, I know even just like as men, making videos about topics like this can feel a little bit like scary and a bit taboo, because it's like, dang, you don't want anybody to know that you're like your hair is going back. But if your hairline is receding, if you're balding, just know it's a very natural process. Like as men, I think like 70% of us are gonna lose our hair in our lifetime. And it sucks when you're younger. Like when I was 16 and it started happening, when I was 19 when it started happening, like really bad, I did feel like really self-conscious about it. But don't feel that way, because it is like a very natural aspect and part of life. And again, like as whatever, if you're into self-improvement, if you're a looks maxer, our whole point is just to like, you know, make sure our looks are like, okay, you know, we want to do everything that we can to like make it where like, okay, like in the meantime, before getting a transplant or whatever, whether it's fitness or your health or whatever, just doing the things that we can do in the meantime, in the moment, to just kind of like have like a fix. So yeah. I'll put up some more like before and after pictures of like when I've actually done this like really good before work and stuff. This is like kind of like not the best job, but again, you can see it covers up over here, covers up over here. I've covered up my bald spot a little bit, and yeah, I don't know if the camera's picking it up the best right now, but this is my quick fix of what I do, guys. If you guys are looking into Toppik, I'll drop a link down below on Amazon. That's where I got mine from. But yeah, you can use it. Again, fill in, you know, where your hairline is going back, because it might not be like the best thing, but again, I feel like it's better than just like having the patches in your hair. So comment down below, have you guys tried Toppik before? Have you guys been looking for fixes to like fix your hairline? I've tried things like finasteride, minoxidil, and sometimes it works in like of slowing down the process of you losing your hair. But again, a lot of times those come with like side effects. Like finasteride made it where I had ED and I was depressed like for a little bit. A lot of things come with those things. So this is just easy because you can spray it on. Again, real quick, if you're going out, like on a night out, whatever, you got like a little date with a shorty. If you work a night like me, it helps a lot, at least in the moment, until the moment to when you can actually go and get a hair transplant. So if you guys like today's video, give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and turn on post notifications because I do post videos like this every single day. And if this video resonated with you, check out this video over here about looks maxing I think you might like. I love you guys, and I'll speak with you very soon. I'll see you tomorrow.